Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the show this week. We really appreciate you being here as we continue our adventures and get ever closer to Rodrigo's endgame. And we are getting ever closer to our 500th episode. It's coming up very quickly, boys and girls.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. So, Rodrigo, why don't we get back into the action this week?
Okay. So, last time...
On Critical Hit.
What did happen last time on Critical Hit?
Last time on Critical Hit.
We succeeded.
Yes. We did.
How's that feel?
Pretty good.
Unusual.
I mean, I will say that you guys aren't, like, completely out of this place yet.
Yeah, we can, like... use the wrong spoon and Ulridon will be like, get out! I never want to see you again.
I mean, we had succeeded once before, but we don't talk about that.
So, specifically, what's been happening?
We got Ulridon to make a sword for the Bronze Prince, and everyone is happy.
We resurrected the crew.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a boon to repair the ship.
Yes.
And then Ulridon agreed to help us get the ship back down to the Astral Sea.
Okay. That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Also, the really cool name for the Bronze Prince's new sword, the closing argument.
Yes. Yeah, that's so sweet.
That is awesome. Can't you just see him going into battle and screaming, I object!
This is a logical fallacy!
You gotta assume that before he was the supreme judge of the gods, he was just a godly lawyer.
I'm just a simple godly lawyer.
Yeah, just had to
the Bronze Prince, ace attorney,
pass the god bar.
Work his way up to god partner.
Yep.
Put in the hours.
Snack bar, because that would be good.
All right, so yeah, let's pick up. With a very large group of dwarves and sort of horse-sized rams dragging the, we'll say, 4 or so major pieces of the Dawn's Arena to the shore.
All right.
Cool.
Orem has now revived the entirety of the crew.
Yes.
And
they are all staying behind.
Yep, they are all staying behind.
Because we killed them. And they don't trust us any longer. And really, who could blame
some of them don't trust themselves.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not that they don't trust you, but you did kill them.
Right.
So, yep, there you guys are. You are standing by the shore, and you've got several chunks of ship with you.
All right, Randus, do the thing.
All right. So I'm descending the Pistonella? Or you want me to just fix it? Or
fix it.
It's already been all moved, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna try to use this orb to fix the ship.
Fix the ship.
Maybe we should have asked for more specific directions. Do I have a inkling of how this should work?
Why don't you give me a religion check?
Okay. Oh, no. I rolled a nat 1.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We help him. My God, we help him.
Okay.
I just chuck it out into the sea.
Yep. Randus punts it.
Randus puts the sphere in his mouth.
So we will say that Randus holds up the sphere, and in front of, we'll say, the largest part of the ship, and it kind of doesn't work. So he goes around to maybe the smaller parts and, tries to invoke it, and that kind of doesn't work. And then finally he decides to maybe try it on the solenoid itself. So he goes into the main part of the ship, and then tries, something else, a different word or just a different activation, and then it starts working. And the thing splits apart into thousands of little glowing pieces, which, as they fly around, Randus realizes that they are thousands of tiny mechanical spiders, which then fly out in every direction, and you'll see some of them, which to the majority of you, they just look like points of light because they're so small. But you'll see like a couple of them go to a large piece and start kind of like flying circles around it, and the piece will lift up and start moving towards the other pieces, and they will bring another piece to it. And then you see this bright light where the two pieces touch and they bond together. And through this process, they kind of start putting the ship back together, and it is fast. This whole thing happens in less than a minute, which of course really doesn't give Randus enough time to get back out of the ship before the piece that he's in is like lifted into the air and begins to be put together. So as the ship is being put together, for ease, like sometimes it'll be like flipped upside down so that a piece can be brought in. So Randus ends up kind of like, those like little puzzles where you have like a little BB inside
Oh yeah.
like inside a circular like plastic dish, and it has like some holes, and you're trying to get the BB in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what Randus has going on right now, except he's 50 feet in the air, so he probably doesn't want to win this one. And then as the final pieces fly in, the little flying spider bots move the ship, out past the shore and to the actual sea itself, and gently drop it onto the astral sea. And then they fly away.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, that ship didn't have a figurehead before, and why does it look just like Rand? What?
Guys.
I think you might have wanted to do that from outside the ship.
Yeah, I think so. So I guess get the what do we? I forgot what we called
buoy.
it. The buoy.
I shall retrieve the buoy.
Okay.
I'm gonna drive the buoy.
All right. Sakaar drives the buoy.
This is gonna be awesome, you guys.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Sakaar will drive the buoy with ease and elan.
Okay. Barrett and Otto will get on the buoy as well.
Good idea.
We will drive the buoy.
Okay. Yeah,
To the
I mean,
ship.
it's not very intuitive. So, Sakaar doesn't crash it or anything, but it's kind of the sort of thing where it just kind of gets into this like continuous spin as you guys travel in the direction that you want to go. So Sakaar is like looking over his left shoulder, then straight, then over his right shoulder, then flips his head over to his left shoulder. Just, to kind of keep going in the right direction. But you guys eventually get to the docking area, which Randus opens for the buoy to slide in.
Spinning. But
Yep.
perfectly in.
Welcome aboard.
All right. We shall secure the buoy.
Okay.
So is the ship fully whole now?
The ship appears to be completely put together. It's pristine, as like cleaner than you left it. I mean,
Well.
before you ran it into the ground.
Before we actually wrecked it. Left has so many different meanings for us.
Seems to be pretty ship-shape.
Yep.
All right. Okay, Otto. Well, guess if you want to show us how to get us back so that we can head on out, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Well, who's gonna be at the helm?
I suppose I can be the best one to do that.
Okay. Well, the helm is pretty straightforward. You will have to do this here to engage the solenoid once you have the correct headings, which you'll have to get partially from Pixo and partially from doing a read of the local stars before you actually open the rings.
I see. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely get in touch with him and get that set up.
We do have the charts to head back to Rutile Island. You'll just have to get new ones anytime you head out.
All right. Yeah, makes sense. We'll definitely have to see the best way to organize that. But, yeah. So, yeah, if, just, all right. And so once that's set, then what do we do to fire it off?
You would fire it off. I'll show you a couple of things that need to be taken care of first. That's where the rest of the crew comes in. But the rest of it is just what you would normally do on a ship. You need things to be secured. You need the equipment to be in good shape. Not everybody's doing something while we go through the rings. But do you have any experience with a ship?
In a manner of speaking.
So it's that, essentially. We always have a very redundant crew, 10 people for the trips that we take, given how fast they are, is always more than we need. So just you should be able to get back to Rutile Island without any issues.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you for the instruction. I can take you back ashore and gather the rest of our party.
Oh, everybody came.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We're all here.
Yeah, I guess I'll take him back and we can head on out.
All right. He goes down and nods to everyone, says, well, good luck. And Barrett kind of looks around and says, I hope that you all get a chance to finish the mission.
Absolutely. I thank you for your assistance and for your service.
Yes, good luck to you too. I hope that you have an easier time and at Oridon's island, and thank you for everything.
They nod and they get in the buoy.
Shove off then and
take him back.
Yep.
Come back.
Yep.
All right.
Now, did we tell the ship that's coming to save us that we don't need saving?
Nope.
No.
We don't need to do that yet. If we get back to Rutile Island, they should have a scrying pool in the other ship that we can utilize.
Yeah, let's make sure we get there first.
That too.
Yeah.
Let's see how badly this goes before we.
Yeah, right.
We
didn't
don't need
repair the
rescuing.
solenoid because that was made by God.
Maybe.
Why do you give him ideas?
I thought
he
the
can
solenoid
hear
was
us.
relatively undamaged.
It is. That's why I didn't feel bad about that.
Okay.
Oh, no, he hates us, you guys.
He doesn't
All right.
hate us. Our suffering amuses him too much for that.
That's true. All right, well, he hates me. It's fine.
I mean, that makes sense.
All right, so everyone ready to
I think
leave
as we're
off?
going to be.
Yep.
Are we wanting to pull out a ways longer first, or?
Yeah, presumably.
Yeah.
If nothing else, to get a feel for the ship and the way that it steers.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I think we'll try to leave, get away from eye shot from Ulridon's domain, and then we can fire it up.
Okay.
Good old eye shot. Not out of sight, out of eye shot.
Sounds painful.
Right?
Well,
Like a
you
very
don't know
rank-
what Ulridon can shoot out of his eyes, so it's probably
That's true.
I mean, he can see things.
Yeah.
We're also going to keep an eye out for any giant metal dwarf sentries.
Yeah,
Yes.
those seem to not be around.
Oh, good.
Seem to be.
They may have been deactivated because, Oridon doesn't want to kill us.
I hope
Yeah.
not.
Seem to be.
They're one-way robots. They didn't let nothing
Yeah, they
in,
only
but everyone
prevent
can
people
go
from
out.
getting in. Yeah. If you go in the other way, then there's robots that fight you on the way out. It's still very strict.
You gotta build them on both
entrance.
sides, though.
Yeah, entrance and exit, very poorly labeled, but very, very strictly enforced.
Mhm.
Right, and you have to pay attention because there's a sign clearly on each one that says severe tire damage. So
Mhm.
Anyway, you guys get away from the 1,000-hectare armory.
All right.
Fire it up.
Yeah, settings all good on the solenoid.
atomic batteries power.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, all the hatchets battened down, and we're everything done and ready to fire.
Yep.
Okay.
We hoist the mizzen mast, batten down the hatches, and
Okay.
rejiggered the spinnaker, whatever you do on a ship.
If everything's been double checked, I will fire it up.
Okay, Brandis fires it up, and sure enough, it activates. You get a ring and then another ring outside of it, and through it you can see off in the distance Rutile Island.
Okay.
Warm shouts from the crow's nest. He's wearing his pirate hat and his eye patch.
Mhm.
Rutile Island ahead!
Oh, good. All right. I'm going to bring her in.
Okay. You get through the rings, and you're in a different part of the Astral Sea, and you are able to pilot the ship back into Rutile Island's little harbor area, and then to the dock.
Excellent. Okay. Step off and, let anyone know that we can have our escort head back around. We managed to get the ship fixed, and we're back.
Okay, you're gonna talk to Sarsa?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to head that way.
Make sure that the ship is tied, safely and everything.
Sarsa will meet you before you get to her office.
Oh, hi, Sarsa.
So you all made it back in one piece?
Yes, and we should probably contact the other ship and have them turn around.
Right. We might want to go get Pistonella.
Oh,
Oh.
I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
We can
Sure.
go get her with the ship. Haha!
now, before we did kind of discuss perhaps sending envoys ahead to some gods. Maybe, we can give them those bearings.
We sent some to one of the gods, I thought.
Thene, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think was the next plan. It's been a long...
Yeah, we
days.
don't want to turn Pistonella around to do a diplomatic mission. That is not a
No.
diplomatic ship.
True.
No, yeah, we wanted to
Okay.
pick her up because she was going to repair our ship.
Yeah. I just wondering if we, would have any spare diplomats to deposit while we pick up Pistonella, and I don't know, but fair enough. We will pick her up.
Yeah, if you could tell her where, or tell us where we'll find her.
Yeah, we got her latest heading here. You feel comfortable doing that on your own?
Yeah, should we?
Yeah, so Otto stayed behind.
Yes, I know.
Oh. He contacted you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked it out.
Okay. I don't know if you have someone else that is better at captaining, just in case we need to fight something off.
Yes, for up until we can get a replacement captain, I will be the captain of the Clouds Arena.
The
Dawn's Arena.
Okay.
Perfect.
And also, I guess we need coordinates from Pixo to get there and back again.
To get where?
To get to Pistonella and then back to Rutile Island?
Yeah, I have those.
Okay.
Then, yes, if you'll come with us, we can go now.
Very well, let's go.
Excellent. I will dial in those coordinates, I suppose.
Okay. So yeah, you guys head out of the harbor again, out into the Astral Sea, put in the coordinates, open the rings, come through, and you can spot the other ship kind of moving perpendicular to where you guys come out. And you guys can flag them down.
Cool.
We flag.
The other ship comes up, and some a gangplank is set up, and Pistonella comes across. Just so you guys managed to make it back?
Yes, we enlisted the Bronze Prince's help, actually.
Oh, well, fancy you. So I hear you busted it up pretty good. It's all fixed now?
Yes.
Yeah. I
think it might even be cleaner.
Don't tell her that.
I didn't say it was
okay.
better. I just said it was cleaner.
It's not my job to clean it.
Yeah.
Well, let me take a look at the solenoid anyway.
Absolutely.
Just in case. She goes down to the engine room. Starts looking around. That's interesting.
Oh?
Well, this seems to be... seems to have been reconstructed to kind of the Mark 1 implementation that I had.
Huh. Well, that is interesting. I guess as long as it was still functional.
Restored to defaults?
Sort of restored to the prototype in a lot of ways.
Is that going to cause any issues?
Oh, yeah, it's super unstable.
Oh, glad we checked then.
Yeah, I'm glad it went good for these two jumps so far.
Yeah.
Can you repair it?
I can stabilize it for now, but I am going to have to do a little bit of work on it before you take off again.
Okay,
fair enough.
That seems reasonable.
So we should be able to get back to Rutile Island.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you're ready, we can head back.
Yeah, just get it pointed in the right direction, and I'll shout when I'm ready.
Sounds
good.
All right. You guys go back up.
Mm-hmm.
Ship going. All right. Pistonella will let you know, and you guys make the jump and get back into the harbor.
Hooray!
Cool.
We're back.
And find out there's no Pistonella.
No, she's still down there. You had to leave the other ship, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
It's going to just make it back on its own.
Yeah, those guys are going to spend the week heading back.
We can't send another ship through the portal first?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, that seems dangerous. We just got this back.
So, I guess while she's refitting the solenoid, should we make preparations? We plan on going to Thene next?
Yeah, have we heard anything back from her?
Yeah, we should see if we've got any reports back from the delegation. If they've even made it.
Yeah, last we heard, the delegation had in fact made it, and there hadn't been any issues. So we haven't we haven't really heard back, or we haven't heard anything new since you all got back in touch with us.
Okay. Everyone, do you think that's...
Head to Dean as soon as Pistonella's got the ship ready to go.
Seems reasonable to me.
Agreed.
Okay, yeah, I think that will be the plan. I guess let's rest up and gear up and...
Well, Stars says, if you need me, I'll be either on the ship or on the dock since I've got to train a new crew.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Sorry about what happened to the last group.
This sort of thing is bound to happen. We are living and pushing for extraordinary circumstances, so really, out of all the possible outcomes, this was not the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah, I suppose. At least the mission this outing was fairly successful.
I mean, we were able to bring everyone back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were actually able to bring all those dwarves back.
I'd say despite the initial onset and circumstances of the crew, this was pretty much a massive success for our standards.
Okay, well,
I'm going to go see if I can find more information on theme.
Okay.
So,
What's everybody else doing?
I'm going to check back in with the Spy Master since it's been a while.
Okay.
So, has Stabham's been working out?
So far, we've seen very little of him. He's been on the other side of the island.
Huh. Well, that's good to hear. Just wanted to make sure. I suppose I'll head down to the armory, see if there's anything we want to put together or tune up before we head on out.
Yes, now's a good time to put together any projects that you might have. If you need any foci or complex materials, now's the time to make them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, remember, Randus, I was looking for that orb to be able to see better with.
Yeah.
I believe Sparkle had spoken of a ring.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so guys let me know what items you're looking at. And...
well, I need something that's a focus worth 5,000 gold pieces. So I can use view object.
I see.
And it's also going to cost 7,000 gold pieces to make.
What?
Yep. View object. 7,000 gold pieces, plus a focus worth 5,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's a crystal ball.
Yeah.
So, learning the ritual
is 7,000 gold pieces.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, the component cost.
Yeah, the component cost is 7,000.
Yeah.
Plus, you have to have a scrying orb of some sort.
Yes.
Yeah. So, actually, do you already have view object?
I do, yes.
Okay.
And I would like a Ring of Tenacious Will. I don't know that we have the mats for it because we lost all our gold. But it's because it costs 225,000 gold. But it would raise my healing surge count from 8 to 13 because it would let me use my charisma instead of my con to calculate that.
Interesting. Well, we do have that.
And it probably would not hurt.
So, yeah, I can work on those objects.
That would be great.
Okay, so you have the 225,000?
Yep.
And then what else? 5,000?
Yeah, 5,000 to make basically a crystal ball for Orm.
And then...
Okay. Well, go ahead and spend that, and we'll get you into crafting time.
All right.
Everything slows down.
Yeah, it's like bullet time, but a lot more boring.
Flash time.
All right, I got that mathed.
Okay. So Little Sparkle's going to see Salath. What's everybody else doing?
Probably need to go meditate so I can make sure that I know what's... actually, I know. I will go to the library Because we don't have we lost our main theologian, but there are other theologians on the island, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will go and talk to the theologians to find out if I can learn anything more about the resurrection spell and what Otto and Barrett saw and heard when they were dead.
Yeah.
That's smart.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you're
don't
coming
act
with
so
the-
surprised. Steven has good ideas.
We're not saying he doesn't. It's just this is a remarkably
not-
good idea.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's just like that's just a really good idea.
Yes, Orem has been dealing with a lot of death energy. If this was mage, he'd have a couple dots of jor at this point.
Yeah, I gotta go plant some flowers, burn that off.
Yeah.
I know how to make flowers.
Oh, there you go. So does Orem, but
still.
for him, it's a lot less.
That was
Life
that's-
affirming.
Yeah, a lot less pleasant.
That would just produce still more jor.
All right, so Orem and Ket are going to the library. Randus is crafting. Little Sparkle's checking in with Salath. What's Sakar doing?
I honestly have no idea. Let's see.
That's okay too.
Probably going to make sure that we have any provisions that we need and everything is taken care of, and that Pistonella is able to not blow up the world when she goes from, the iPhone 1 up to the iPhone 6, which she has to do our upgrade.
Okay.
Right. Make sure all our contacts transfer over and such.
Right. Okay. So let's go with Little Sparkle for now.
Cute.
So you get to Salath's tower. He's inside, kind of looking through some reports.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I hear you all had some serious issues.
That we did. We encountered some automated defenses, and they were not kidding around. And then it caused a solenoid malfunction, which caused a ship crash, which caused a lot of damage.
Well, I'm glad to see that you made it through.
Yeah, all things considered, went much better than expected.
Well, that's good to know.
I figured.
We've had. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I figured I'd check in, but go on. Tell me what's been happening.
Our delegation made it to Thiene's place. The excuse me. The Sage's Rectory appears to be functioning normally. So if you all decide to go there, you shouldn't have any obvious issues. It's not. It doesn't seem to be supernaturally guarded. It actually appears to be functioning to its normal capacity. We did get a report, though, from Bleak Forest. That's the island of Great Tiger. That there is there's an elven city on the coast that has been besieged by Gith for a few days now. As you know, the Gith are in league with Asmodeus.
Yes,
At
and
least that is what all of our intel is telling us. So,
if they
even if
attack, go on.
Go ahead.
I was saying if they are attacking it, then it would probably behoove us to come to their defense. Whatever the Gith and Asmodeus want, chances are we don't want it.
That is right. Even if it doesn't lead to a direct handshake from Great Tiger, having his people on your side would be helpful for future negotiations.
Also, Thiene will wait and a siege will not.
That is right. Although from what I hear, the elves are performing well given the circumstances, but they won't be able to hold up forever. I believe reinforcements for the Gith are incoming, so it is somewhat time sensitive.
All right, I will let my companions know. Do you know anything more about the city? They're elves, not Eladrin.
No, they're elves.
Thank you for that report. That's very, very useful.
Well, we're trying. We're getting spread a little thin. I heard we just lost our captain and head theologian as well.
Yes. I don't know. I think that's probably something for the theologian, but there were. I don't know if you heard the circumstances of their strange resurrections.
I had some of it had gotten back to me, but why don't you fill me in?
They said that they had vague memories of being trapped when they were dead, and when they came back, well, at least when Barrett came back, Ket said that he saw the symbol of the obsidian huntress on her forehead.
Yeah, that is outside of my depth, except possibly that we have had agents in Endgate at various points, and there is a report that for quite some time now they've been gathering these large earthen urns.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really knows what they're for, but they're all put in the center of the city somewhere, and then nobody sees them again. So they've just sort of been accumulating these.
That's disturbing, especially given if they do in fact have the ability to trap the souls of the dead.
As far as what exactly it means to have seen that symbol, I don't know, and unfortunately any information that I would have on that would be severely outdated, since the Obsidian Huntress is relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much the theologians are going to be able to tell you on that, but I assume they'd be able to speculate with a lot more certainty.
Well, I will. I think Ket was already going to consult with them, but I'll be sure to share your report on the Elven Siege. I think that is, barring some other interesting news, likely our next stop then.
I see. Well, if you need anything else, I'll be around for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
No problem. Glad you made it back okay.
Thank you. Glad I did too.
All right, so what do you do now?
Head to, I guess, meet up with Ket at the theologians, because they might want to know about these urns too.
Okay. So we'll catch you up here in a minute. So Ket and Orem go to the library, and there appears to be just people working. There is someone that you guys had seen around, who now seems to be sort of in charge, in that they're kind of managing everyone else.
Okay, I'll go over to that person. Hello.
It's a human lady. She's got, probably in her 40s, long brown hair. And when you come up, she'll look at you and kind of get some of her hair out of her face and says, "Oh, hi.
I'm Orem. This is Ket. Your name,
I know.
Your name is?
Sule.
Sule. Oh, that's very nice. How would you spell a word like that?
Sulei.
Oh, just like I thought it would be spelled. Nice. So I have some questions that you might be able to answer, or many of you might be able to answer. I don't know if you heard that the crew died when we were on the 1,000 hectare armory. And when they came back, they had, a couple of them had told me that they remember being in like a clay pot, and that they heard things outside. And at least in the case of Barrett, Ket here saw a symbol that we believe is the Obsidian Huntress's symbol on her forehead at one point.
It was only Barrett and Otto that said anything about the pot, right?
Right. So I don't know what you might know about what happens when we die, and what may have happened or transpired when I brought them back to life.
Well, up until very recently, when a sentient creature dies, one of three things happen. One, they immediately are cleansed and their souls are moved to reincarnation. Two, they manifest in the Shadowfell as ghosts. Or three, they are trapped in the natural world also as ghosts. That said, though, we have very little information about what happens now. We know some of that still happens, but we don't necessarily know if there is a third option or a fourth option now.
So this was before when there was the Raven Queen, those three things happen, and now with the Obsidian Huntress, there's some questions?
There is. Presumably, we know that the Raven Queen was able to, and she's like pulling books down and stuff and like laying them out. The Raven Queen was able to guide the flow of souls to a certain degree. We know that in the side of Endgate that is in the Shadowfell attracts thousands of pilgrims from the Shadowfell that are begging to be cleansed and reincarnated, or at least dissipated in some way.
Okay, all right.
But now we don't have a lot of information about what's going on there, and most of this comes from ancient texts and just things hadn't really changed. It's not like we've been getting new information. So, I mean, it's possible that the Obsidian Huntress still has some control, maybe even is willing to exercise more control, and could just be putting souls somewhere or doing something to them.
Would there be a reason why you might want to store a soul in a jar, a clay jar? Is there a problem perhaps with people moving into one of these other three situations now that I look at Ket, point at Ket, and kind of raise my hands in, like, I don't know what to call this thing?
Well, I don't know that there would be a problem, but the Obsidian Huntress is a different entity by most means, so her motivations might be different. Just because there isn't a problem doesn't mean that she doesn't want this to happen for some reason, or that she's not making it happen. I mean, it could be that there is something about the cycle of death that is tied to her and it has changed, but my guess would be she's doing something to change it. As far as putting a soul in a jar at storage, I mean, there are actual mortal necromancers who can put souls in jars, so one would think that that would be nothing for a god.
Okay. All right. Well, this is just the experience that they shared with us. Do you think that when we brought them back, are they now, especially with what Ket saw with the symbol on the head, do you think that they are, I don't want to say owned, or I mean they're marked? Could they be marked? Could they be beholden to the Obsidian Huntress? Could they be under her control? Could she be watching or spying or seeing things through these returned souls, through these returned people?
Could any of those things be the case? Yes, certainly any of those things could be the case. Gods are powerful and they don't really answer to anyone. So the Raven Queen was the goddess of death, and Little Sparkle can come in. For all of recorded history, and a big part of how she behaved was because of what she was like, not because she was being held by some force, but rather by her own personality and whims. So now that, for all intents and purposes, somebody else is in charge, for all we know, everyone who dies gets stamped and now are, officially part of her army, or just the fact that some part of her essence is tied to death might just mean that they have that mark on them in some way, and otherwise it means nothing. Although that seems like very much a best case scenario, and I wouldn't bank on that.
Okay, this is exactly what I wanted to tell you guys about.
Hi, Little Sparkle.
Hey, Salath says the Obsidian Huntress's people are collecting clay jars, and then no one knows what happens to them.
Okay.
So I'm thinking they're collecting souls.
To what end, though? That's the question. And I guess a follow-up question, if I might. I am not a religious person, but here on the Astral Sea, it seems that people have the ability to perhaps interact with the native lands and the people of the gods. We went to the 1,000-hectare armory. We've been to the Bronze Prince's hexagon towers, and there are people there. Do you have anyone of, I don't want to say embedded, but do you have anyone that is a contact at the at Ingate?
Well, Sloth has spies there.
That's how I'm assuming she got that information.
Well, and I was talking more about the theologian side to better understand how the gods work and operate and bring the good word to the rest of the people.
Oh, no. I'm an academic. Like, I'm not. No. I don't have any. We don't have any.
Do you don't have anybody studying?
Are you asking like if we have like colleagues that we can talk to?
Yes.
I mean, there might be, but I'm not in contact with anyone.
Okay. Well, I mean, those are the questions that I had. Ket, did you have any questions, or Little Sparkle? Do you have any questions?
No, but I have news.
Okay.
That there's a island of elves, or there's a city of elves being attacked at Great Tiger's Island.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Great Tiger, huh?
Yeah, the Bleak Forest. They're under siege by Gith.
That sounds kind of promising.
Yep. So I was thinking we go help fight off the Gith, make some friends, influence some gods.
I mean, it's been a while since we've been in a fight.
It hasn't been. It's been like 4 days since you guys have been in a fight.
It's been, a while.
It feels like months.
Yes.
It does feel like months, yes.
I mean, I figure anything that the Gith want and Asmodeus wants, we don't want.
You're not wrong. Sule?
Mm-hmm.
I'd come here for information on Thene if you guys had pulled any more up since that was our prior next destination.
We have some information. What were you thinking of? Anything specific?
Any angles that we can use to deal with her?
Thene cares about knowledge and about the propagation of knowledge, so that would definitely be the best direction to approach any sort of negotiation. I would think. Thene was, at least before the War of Entities, an ally of Arathis, because learning and cities tend to go hand in hand. And she obviously doesn't like Grumsh very much, but you might want to consider that angle as well, that this comes from Arathis and they have had a relationship before.
That's useful.
So mention Arathis and use Team Nerd. Got it. Slightly more pressing matter. Do you know any? Have you found anything new on Great Tiger?
Not really. Most of the information that we have on Great Tiger is somewhat contradictory. We know that he's the god of hunting, but sometimes he's described as a sort of humanoid hunter who hunts things for sport or to eat or whatever. And sometimes he's described as a much more sinister presence that might hunt sentient beings for fun. That's and for every piece that we find in one direction, we tend to find one that contradicts it. So right now, we're not really sure what exactly you can expect, especially because from what I hear, for example, when you met with Ulridon, part of his people were also being affected by his state, correct?
That's what it seemed like.
Well, for all we know, Great Tiger could be affected by having been in shadow for this long. He could be affected by his land. He could be affected by his people, or vice versa. So, all this to say, even if we did get information for you, it's probably going to be somewhat outdated. You should know that he is an absolutely deadly warrior. That is not in question. So if it comes to any sort of direct conflict, I would bet on whatever side he's on.
Good to know. Well, hopefully we can get some more updated information from the elves if we bail them out.
Yeah.
So, mysterious hunter.
That's what I have so far.
All right. Well, it sounds like we've got plenty of information on Thien, though more would be helpful. If I could have you guys focus on Mesco and Rafaga while we're gone, I think that's where we want to go next. Or if anyone's tracked down where Uranko is.
That would probably be more down to Salath, but we'll look into it.
Yeah. I'll go talk to him then. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what do you guys do?
I'm going to go talk to Salath.
Okay.
I'll go fill in Randus.
Okay.
I'm going to poke around the books in the library.
Okay. Ket goes to see Salah. He is in his tower, looking through some paperwork.
Knock, knock.
Hello, Ket.
Hello, Sloth.
Okay. How can I help you?
Just wanting to see if you've heard anything on the god Uranko.
No, we haven't really been able to locate where exactly he is.
Okay. I was considering him for one of our next points if we can find him.
Yeah. Sorry, it's we're stretched a little thin, and really he could just be anywhere.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of leads.
All right. Well, yes, let us know if you hear anything then.
Will do.
Thank you. I'll leave.
Okay. He goes back to his paperwork. So Little Sparkle goes to see Randus.
Yep.
Well, he's got he's working on enchanting a ring.
Hey, just wanted to give you a heads up that we are probably going to head to the Bleak Forest next. There's apparently a city of elves under siege by the Gith.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can try to help with that. I'm looking at your ring here.
Yes, thank you. How long do you think that'll take?
Oh, shouldn't be too much longer now. Just need to lay the final inscriptions here, and once I should be done with that enchantment.
Great. Well, thank you very much. And I'll, I guess I'll probably head to find Sakar and then crash. So, you can find me when you're done, and we'll probably head out tomorrow morning.
Yeah. We'll get ready.
Go talk to Sakar?
Yep.
Okay. You find Sakar looking over some supplies.
Oh.
Just want to let you know we picked our new destination. We're going to go try to protect an elf city that's under siege from the Gith.
And where have we learned of this? How did...
Oh, Salath, his spy network picked it up.
Impressive.
Yeah.
All right. And then I presume Thene is still somewhere in the near future?
Yeah, but this kind of had a clear urgency to it.
Absolutely. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind a little bit of combat.
Well, it probably beats lifting rocks, so.
Indeed.
All right.
Too much time on an island of dwarves, I'm afraid.
Honestly, it got a lot more pleasant when the dwarves showed up. It was really weird when there was no one there.
And at least we didn't have to fight a troll.
Yeah.
Although I was slightly disappointed about that as well.
I was not.
Think of how wonderful it would have been to defeat it, though.
I think you have more enthusiasm for actually fighting than I do.
Perhaps, but I always wondered, if you take out the tendons, will the creature just come down and then you can fight it on your level? Never mind. Theories for another time, I'm sure.
Sure. All right. I'll catch you later.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Sakar removes the elven granola from our supplies.
So yeah. And what else are you guys trying to get done here?
I've got what I wanted to do.
Okay. Well, eventually Randus is gonna finish with those projects, so he'll have a orb for Orem and
Hooray!
A ring for Little Sparkle.
Sweet.
So you guys can add that to your inventory.
What kind of orb did you give me there, Randus?
It's a pretty crystal clear, glass-looking orb, but everything seems to have a pretty rainbowish aura as you look through it.
Depending on which angle you look at it?
Yeah.
Cool. How big is it?
Would you have it any other way?
About the size of a head.
About the size of a head. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Is it shaped like a crystal skull? Because that'd be awesome.
No, I think it's just a simple orb shape.
That would be super metal.
Ornamentation.
It's also full of vodka.
Yes. And I hand Little Sparkle a black metallic ring. Has some blind etching in it with occasional circles at the terminus of the lines and corners on it. And which the etching itself kind of has like a rainbowish sheen on it, but otherwise seems to be a black metal ring.
Ooh. What's it made out of?
Oh, I'd say mostly is some obsidian I was able to get, but I had to largely inlay it with some residuum there to hold the enchantment.
Lovely and functional. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad you like it.
So this is the level 21. What is it? Ring of
Tenacious Will.
Ring of Tenacious D.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Ring of the Tenacious Deadman.
Allows you to lift things with your mind.
Okay, so I guess gonna go fight get some more.
Are we really?
Yeah?
I mean, like, how many of them are there?
Mm.
Do we need to take more than just us? Should we, Get a bunch of fighters to go with us?
We should take us and go quickly. And I mean, the city has been holding its own, so they probably just need, just us could possibly get in there as a surprise attack and maybe assault their leadership, and that could turn the tide.
Well, maybe. We could certainly try.
Okay. Are you sure we don't want to take anybody else with us?
Well,
I mean,
Can we get some ninja fighters to go with us or something?
I guess, but we'll have we could see if they are. We'll talk to. I guess we could check in with Salath again and find out if he has a better idea of the force numbers. But
yeah, because at this point, if we can, yes, I know we're pretty good.
Yeah, I think.
But if we had 10 ninja warriors with us.
I think most of his ninjas are more spies than fighters.
But they're ninjas.
Yes.
They're information gatherers, Orem.
They're smart ninjas.
Svenjas, if you will.
I don't think we want to take more people in to have this same thing happen.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of in a less risking a whole nother crew mode.
But
we'll have Sarsa with us because we need a captain anyways.
Well, she's training a crew right now.
Yes.
But some more fighters might be a good idea.
Yes, but it also is a risk. It could help us, and it could just put their lives in jeopardy. The Gith are fearsome.
We've already spread the help here thinner than necessary.
I honestly think we have speed on our side. If we need to retreat, we can.
Can we maybe get, which one do we have? Scratch'ems, or do we have the,
No, Stab'ems.
Stab'ems.
Yeah, sure. I think this would be actually an excellent job for Stab'ems.
Can we maybe at least bring Stab'ems with us?
Yeah, let's bring Stab'ems. That sounds like
Sarsa.
fun.
Yeah, we could certainly see if if that's we probably want to make sure Sansa's okay with that, and if he'd want to go. I'm sure if we pay him, he'll go along, but we can certainly get his opinion.
His name does imply he would be good in a fight.
Well, maybe. Yeah, we can certainly ask.
Okay, good. Let's do that. You there, boy. What day is today?
It's Febtober 3rd, sir.
Well,
then it's not too late. Find Stab'ems post haste. And
a goose.
And a goose. And send over to the Cratchits, please.
Stab'ems will eat the goose, sir.
So you got a rat.
So what are you guys doing?
Tiny Tim. We're apparently bringing Stab'ems on the mission.
I guess. Oh, Stab'ems is going to get killed.
Probably.
That's not the worst thing that could happen to Stab'ems, to be totally honest. I'm
Stab'ems
honestly grateful he has yet to impregnate someone.
Please, let's not be crass. Parasitize someone.
Implant his larva in someone's abdomen.
Yep. So somebody's gonna go find Stab'ems?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
Yes.
Are you all
talk to Sarsa
setting up
about
in
this
formation?
first?
Yeah, I think we run the idea by Sarsa first.
Yeah, that seems smart.
Yeah. Before we decide what we're going to do with anybody in her employ.
Yes.
All right. So you guys go find Sarsa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She's at the ship. She's in the engine room talking to Pistonella while she works. But she, looks over when you guys come in.
I look at Orem.
Don't look at me. You're the ones that want to go fight a bunch of Gith. Oh, hi, Sarsa.
Yeah, so she aware of the gift situation?
She is now.
Yes, I had been briefed.
So the majority wants to go fight some Gith on a elf island somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we're letting you know.
Orem was also thinking that we might want a bit more muscle on this excursion, and he was wondering if taking Stabums along might be a good idea.
Or really any other fighters that want to come along and lend their hands.
Well, we don't have a lot of those. If you want to bring Stabums, we can. We just have to spend some time renegotiating his contract because right now we're just paying him to hunt spiders. So we would have to talk that out.
I see. Well, yeah, I could see about finding him and assuming he's willing, bring him back for those negotiations.
Yeah, if you want to get him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll suppose I'll go find him.
I thought we already sent a boy to go find him.
We do not. I think that was just a Christmas Carol joke. They're not just random urchins milling about on this island.
Orm looks at his handy haversack. Oh,
you do not know. We're not getting into that again. There's only skeletons in there. You haven't been feeding them.
Well, not now, because that one wouldn't go get a goose.
Well, at least since they're orphans, no one will miss them.
Ouch.
Oh,
You're horrible. Podcast at majorspoilers.com.
I say John Rogers is horrible.
All right. So you go track down Stabums?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you find him on the far side of the island. He's sitting down on a rock, kind of looking at the ground. And if you recall, Stabums is a bright red frog monster with like long spindly arms and claws.
Hey, Stabums.
Hi.
How's the spider hunting going?
Oh, pretty good.
That's good.
I think there's some in that hole, so I'm just waiting for them to come out.
Ah, I see. Well, I guess we're planning on going to fight some Gith who are attacking an elvish settlement. So we're actually wondering if you'd be interested in joining us on that, and we can renegotiate your contract.
Okay.
All right, yeah, if you want to come by, I don't know if you want to wait till after you're done here, get the spiders in this hole or not, but if you just come back when you can, we can have start get that renegotiated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me see if they come out.
Okay.
In the next few minutes, and I'll head over.
Yeah, if not, just head on by, and yeah, we can get it taken care of from there.
Okay.
All right. Later.
Bye.
All right, I head on back.
Okay. Well, Pistorella's still gonna need to work on this for a bit.
Figured as such.
Yeah, definitely you guys can't leave until the next morning at least.
Sounds good.
Get some rest.
Yeah. It's a bit of relaxing in an actual bed. And
Not having to do heavy labor.
Not having to worry about whether a troll's going to kill you.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so everybody goes to bed?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the night passes uneventfully.
Yay.
That's good.
I don't believe you.
Except for Cat.
Yeah. It passes uneventfully here at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And next morning you all start getting ready to leave?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Stabums ever show up?
Yep, so Stabums is there. He gets on the ship. there's a new crew, and Zarza is up at the helm looking over things.
Remind me of what Sarsa looks like.
Zarza is a pale woman. She's in her maybe late 20s, between late 20s and mid 30s. She has long black hair, wears a mostly gray clothes. When you first met her, she was wearing armor, but most of the time she goes around in kind of a gray kind of military jacket and slacks and boots. She, again, when you first saw her, she had a sword on her. Usually she doesn't, but now she does. She's actually has a what appears to be a long sword strapped to her back, and she's wearing kind of a variation on her jacket that is padded and actually has like metal shoulder pads built into it. Kind of a, slightly enhanced like leather armor getup.
And she's a priest of Bahamut.
She is a priest of Bahamut in some capacity.
Yeah, it might not involve the actual class cleric.
Yeah.
Right. Which then, begs the question of, do priests of Bahamut still have any Bahamutian power with the removal of Bahamut from the playing field?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Also, I'd like 10 points for utilizing the phrase Bahamutian.
Right. Well, 10 points to you then.
Thank you.
And Slytherin.
Yep.
Slytherin. Always Slytherin.
So, yeah, Sarza's there. New crew is there. Everybody there.
Everybody's there. Orm's already up in the crow's nest with his hat on, and he's leaning out in eager anticipation. Like, let's go, let's go.
Okay. You guys want to hit me with some options that you've chosen at the beginning of the day?
Yes, I'm going with what I had last time. We thought we were going to go troll hunting.
Summer. Okay. Sounds good. Make a note of that.
Noted.
And what else? Who else is picking stuff?
Kat, do you still want the floating +2 on the watch twig?
Yes, please.
I will do that then.
And I will have Larage and Elodie active,
Okay.
as well as all the other nonsense that goes on with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Zarza looks at you guys and says, everybody ready to go?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Then let us be off.
Aye, aye.
And she gets the ship out onto the astral sea, activates the solenoid to create some rings, and you guys pass through.
Oh, it sounds like a good place to end this week's episode of Critical Hit. Thank you, everyone, for once again enjoying our adventures and sharing in our adventures that we have with you. And again, we appreciate every single one of you who listens to our show, talks about our show, shares our show, supports our show at patreon.com/majorspoilers. And if you do have any questions or comments, please feel free to send them along to podcast@majorspoilers.com. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
Major Spoilers Podcast, copyright 2009. Major Spoilers Podcast, copyright 2010.
Major Spoilers is copyright 2011. Major Spoilers is copyright 2012. Major Spoilers is copyright 2013. Major Spoilers is copyright 2014. This podcast is copyright 2015 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC. This podcast is copyright 2016 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC. This podcast is copyright 2017 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC. This podcast is copyright 2018 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC. This podcast is copyright 2019 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.